Welcome back, guys. This is Wolfire Studios, and here I am with another devlog. And this time I have a lot to unpack. But first off, I would like to apologize for not being there and not being active for like 4 weeks, I guess, a month or so since I last uploaded my devlog. Actually, I was a bit busy with this game, of course, and I was actually doing some good progress. And I'm here to share that with you. So from the last devlog, you might remember that I was discussing the lighting setup that I have done, the nighttime lighting and other lighting related assets that I have added that were in my consulate and in the annex. So let's just quickly look at them. Yeah, these are the assets that I was talking about, the garden lights and everything else. And yeah, these floodlights in the annex. So you get the point, right? These are all the lights that I had to set up in my annex and in my consulate respectively. Now, moving on to what I was doing since the past month or so. Well, I was actually creating the other two maps that were very necessary for my game, and I should say the gameplay experience. So, apart from the main map that you see right here, okay, Benghazi, the one that I'm actually using to do most of my gameplay, okay, most of my storytelling, the one that I'm using. As you can see, all of the roads that are painted here and here, okay, like these ones here and these ones here, and the side roads like these ones here, or even this sort of a service road, this one here, or these streets, okay. So I prepared them in the best way I could have. And all of these houses you see, yes, they look repetitive, but their colors, that is, their textures will change on runtime. So I had to do a similar trick for other type of maps that I was trying to create, but gladly it wasn't a long list. Okay, I only had to make two different maps apart from this one. Of course, I have conveniently named them Map 2 and Map 3. So Map 2 will consist of the airport and the checkpost. That is the initial sequence, or you can say the prologue. And Map 3 will consist of the Bazaar sequence along with the mayor sequence. Okay, I'm calling it the mayor sequence. It's actually when the ambassador is meeting with the mayor of Benghazi in a hotel. So I have actually combined all of these aspects onto one single map. So now, without wasting much time, let's quickly look at those. Let's first see map 2 in action. Okay, give it a second to load. It is loading.
2 hours later.
Okay, so now it has finally loaded, and this is the second map that I was talking to you about. And this is the airport. So, not to give too much away about the story, but this series actually starts off when our protagonist lands at the Benina International Airport in Benghazi, and his best friend or best pal, Drew, comes to pick him up from the airport. So it will be a cutscene type of a sequence, okay, an in-game sequence, and they'll be just driving along, and you can see the roads now, okay. You can see there's a pattern. Of course, I'll have to put some assets in here so that the road has some sort of, boundary to it, a sense of, parameters onto it, so that it doesn't look like a random pattern that someone drew on the map, okay. Like, of course, you're aware of the scenario. You will remember that they were evacuated using a charter flight. So for that, I'll be needing a charter flight, and that I have done the setup here. So this is sort of the back entrance to the airport. Okay, as you can see, it's not much guarded or something, and the path is not proper, but it exists. So if you follow this path, it stops right here and you come to the runway. Okay, so this is like more like an emergency or a very secret, like an urgent entry to the airport. And here's our charter flight. As you can see, this one will be boarded by the CIA operatives, and this is the normal passenger plane. Okay, so we have one being this Benghazi airport, okay, Benin International Airport. Number two being the checkpost. As you can see here, this is the checkpost right here. Okay, when the road ends here, you can come here and see this is the checkpost leading to the main city. And of course, our player and his friend will be held up here by Benghazi insurgents slash militia. And yeah, there will be a small sequence right here, and then the player can go. And of course, I made all of these assets on my own and textured them on my own. And then the player will start to move. They'll have a little chit chat, and then the car will come here and the sequence will be over. And after that, the Benghazi map will load. Okay, so they will begin from that road, which is very close to the annex. So you're getting the point, right? The player comes up here in this second map using the airport, visits the checkpost, okay, then fades to black, and then we open up in the Benghazi map. You do all of your stuff, and at the end, at the very end, when the game is about to end, you come back to this map. You use this path, and you'll be following this brown path, which goes on to here, to the secret ending, the second secret entrance to the airport. And that's it. You just sit in the charter flight and the game is over. So that's the basic premise of it. Now let's quickly open the third map, okay?
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Yeah, it did not take 2 hours to load a map now. So this is the third map, okay? And again, it is this large. So this section right here, okay, basically this section right here, it's the marketplace section, okay? So there will be the bazaar chase sequence, and this section, the smaller one right here, is the hotel section, okay? So these are two separate missions, right? Let me tell you that. So first we have the bazaar section. I'm quickly showing it to you guys. I don't have much time this time. So this is the bazaar section, okay? So here we arrive somehow, anyhow. And then they see that they are being tailed, so they just run away through this road slowly like this, and then they turn here. But the enemies, the ones who are chasing them, will turn here, and they will catch them here. And then there will be this chase sequence right here. Let me give you a top-down look. So they'll be going through this way, or this way, or this way. Of course, I can decide that on runtime. So that's that. And this is the section in which the player goes on to protect the ambassador when he's meeting with the mayor. So you'll start here somewhere, okay? You'll start here, and as you can see, street lights and everything. You'll come up here, and then the cars will be parked here somewhere, okay? And then the ambassador will go inside this hotel to meet with this particular mayor that he's going to meet, the mayor of Benghazi, like I mentioned. As you can see, this is the hotel from the inside. If I go into game view, it's actually pretty decent, pretty normal as an average hotel would be. Like, it's not a popular area, you know, and this road is like a very lesser known road. So you have a hotel which is very lesser known, and it's secret and covert so that the ambassador and mayor can meet, right? So this is the place right here, as you can see. If I can give you guys a quick, yeah. So if I go inside, this is the hotel. You have here a lot of rooms and reception desk. It's a very basic hotel, okay? It's not much. You have the stairs, and of course I modeled everything in Blender, and rest of the assets are Quixel Megascan. So I can actually have some fight here, okay? And I can just, like, it's not a big of a fight. It's going to be a covert one, and most of it is going to happen up here in the roof area. Okay, like some enemies would be approaching from here, some would be approaching from there. Of course, there will be some staircases and some ropes and whatnot. So that's the other part of the story. As you can see, it's the impact of the weapon. And every house is a different random color. We have lasers and torch and whatnot. So yeah, so that's it, guys. That's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to show you guys. These are the 3 maps that I've done. Now, currently I'm working on Cascadeur. It's an animation software, and I'll be creating all of the animations for my motion capture and my player itself. So yeah, again, I will be remaking the player animations, and I will be using Unreal Engine mannequins like I promised from the beginning. Apart from that, not much else. I just have to do the facial animations for every meta-human that I can using the iPhone methodology, live link. You might be aware of it. And that's it. After that, there are just small nicks and knacks here and there, like loading screen, this cosmetic stuff like proper loading screen, or maybe some few particle effects, or maybe foliage, trees and everything. And then I'll move on to the big part, the enemies, the AI. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So till then, guys, I'll hope you guys will support me and remember me that Salvation Arts exist, and you guys will be as interested as I am to just finish this game and show it to you guys. So till then, take care and see you in the next one. Cheers. Goodbye.